Have you ever had a gun pointed at you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How many times in your life have you had that happen?
On a serious situation, over 5.
5? You know, is this guy in a panic? Or is he still talking to you? That's what we're trying to perceive here.
He appears very coherent. He's saying lots of words, but after the firearm was pointed, it was mostly shoot me. Do
Really?
it, shoot me.
Huh. That's like an abnormal response too.
Right, which is what was so alarming to me. It felt like he really didn't care what happened.
It's 6:24 a.m. on January the 22nd of 2024. David Sligh is traveling to work along East Colonial Drive in Orlando, Florida. Around the same time, a rideshare driver is traveling with a passenger in the same direction. As the Uber driver and his passenger travel down the road, they would witness a white car that is darting in and out of traffic, and a few moments later, even from a distance, they would hear a flurry of gunshots. When the police and first responders arrive on the scene, they would find David Sligh still in his car with a gunshot wound to his head. They would quickly transport the 30-year-old man to the hospital, where he would soon pass away from his injuries. The police wouldn't have to look very far to find the shooter, because 26-year-old Nicholas Carrasquillo isn't running. In fact, he's down the street a ways, waiting for the police to arrive. And the police, they would quickly find out why. It's because he claims that the shooting was justified.
How you doing, sir? Well, it's kind of a crappy question, I guess. Come on in.
Yep. Hi, John.
Nicholas.
Nicholas?
Yes, sir.
Forrest.
Forrest.
All right. We're with the Orlando Police Department. We're investigating everything that happened today, okay?
Yes, sir.
Just real quick. Everything we discuss, and he's going to take a lot of notes. I'm going to kind of write down little things here and there as we talk about it. But before we go into anything, because this is a criminal investigation, I do have to read your rights. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, she. The rights are red, she.
You understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You said your name was Nick?
Nicholas.
How do you spell it?
Nicholas.
Middle name?
No middle name, last name Carrasquillo, Carrasquillo.
Well, actually, you don't have to sit with your hands up here. You can do your best just to kind of take a deep breath and relax. If you want to sit back, relax, and just relax, okay? You don't have to, I want you just to, we're going to have a conversation about what happened today. I know you got some water right here. You want a snack or something?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So the easiest way to go about this is just tell me what happened.
So pretty much, I don't know if you guys were there where the vehicle was found afterwards.
We have been there.
Okay, so I talk with my hands.
That's fine. You're totally fine, man.
If this is the road and this is where we found him, we were at the light prior.
So you were on Colonial?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So probably 200 meters before we found the vehicle,
Okay.
max.
You said at the light prior, so that was Lake Baldwin Lane, I believe it is.
I believe so.
Okay.
So the full story, as I remember, I was in the far left lane. And I just seen a car pull out. Well, there was a red light. So I was slowing down and a car cut across 2 lanes, stopped, like not really straight, but in front of me.
Okay.
So I didn't have to slam my brakes. I just had to step on them a little harder. So
You were driving still at the time.
right, slowing down for the red light
Okay.
over here.
Okay.
There's probably like 2 cars in front of him, so 3 cars total in front of me before the light. And yeah, it's not heavy traffic, but moderate traffic. A lot of people going to work, I guess. From there, yeah, when I when I press my brakes harder, I go ahead, I flash them with my light, and I tap my horn, kind of like an indicator, like, by the way, you pulled in front of somebody. And then from there, like, he got visibly upset, like, he lowered his window. His car was still at an angle because he didn't have enough space to straighten out. So because of that, he was able to see me clearly.
Do you remember what kind of car this was?
It was a white car, sedan,
Okay.
4-door,
Okay.
white or cream. And then from there, what happened? Pretty much that was it until the light turned green, which was very shortly after, maybe another 3 or 4 seconds after I honked my horn. And then from then, he lowered his window, his driver's side window.
Okay.
My driver's side window doesn't work, so I opened my door, kind of, well, not open, like kind of cracked it open like 4 or 5 inches to kind of hear. And yeah, from there, he probably yelled something like dummy or something, and I probably yelled something like dummy. I don't remember the exact words. Then from there, I was like, drive. I said, get out of the road, the light's green. And I guess we were both a little heated at the point already, so he didn't listen. So at that point, the traffic on the right side's already moving, so I'm at a point where I can't move now. He's in front of me at an angle, but he's pretty much all in that lane. He's just taking up the whole lane, but he's not in the other lane. And from there, I pull out my firearm, I reach for it, the glove box. Whenever I'm driving, I do tend to keep the magazine already in the firearm, but no bullet in the chamber. And so I did point it at him. I said, get out of the road, drive. He said, shoot me. I said, get out of the road, drive. It was a back and forth for maybe, it felt longer, but maybe 5 or 6 seconds, 7 seconds. From there, I fired 1 shot at the ground, pretty much to see his response, if he's going to drive off or what. And I was pretty much trying to pay attention to him and the lights of his vehicle as well as possible to see if, see if I see reverse or take his foot off the brakes or anything to go forward. And I noticed some shuffling in the front, and then he went to lean out the window again, and then that's when I fired an additional, I want to say 4 rounds, in maybe a 1.5 to 2 second time span. It was pretty fast. From there, I tried to drive off as safely forward as I could. And I probably went down, not even a light, but I did a U-turn. I just wanted to make sure I was out of danger. I wasn't sure what was going on. I did a U-turn and I pulled back into the parking lot just after. And during that time, I parked. I called my father real quick. I called my lady real quick just to let him know. Like, there's no just driving away from this. So that, while I was on the phone with my girlfriend, I called my father first. I heard the sirens. So I was like, okay, like, I gotta go. So I went on ahead and made sure that I cleared the firearm. I put it on the passenger seat with the magazine next to it. From there, I grabbed my wallet, my phone, a vape. I turned my car off. I locked it, and I was walking towards the officers from there, and pretty much when I got to them, I said, it was me, the firearm's on the passenger seat, it's unloaded. And from there, I pretty much got down on the ground and got arrested.
Okay. Let's go back and we're going to kind of break down the whole thing little by little, okay? So where are you going to when you're driving? Where are you headed to?
So I'm going from home to my grandmother's house in Oak Ridge.
Okay.
And that is where my father's shop is.
Okay.
Kind of, it's where he keeps his work van in the trailer.
Okay. Is this a route you normally take going there?
This is, yes, my regular route.
Okay.
Pretty much about 3 days a week, sometimes 4, sometimes 2.
Okay. As you're coming up to the intersection, you see the red light?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I was already slowing down.
So you're already slowing down. Where does the car come from?
From the far right lane.
So
There's
did it come out of a parking lot, or was it like in the same, going the same direction you already know?
going the same direction. I remember whenever I'm about to apply my brakes, I try to glance my mirrors as quick as possible. I seen a car moving over, pretty much from the lane beside me to the far right side lane. And I'm like, okay, like I can prepare to slow down now. No one's behind me directly. And I guess during that time, there must be an SUV or something. I don't see him cutting across.
Okay.
So then that's when I have to kind of slow down faster, not slam my brakes, but press them harder.
So the movement from his vehicle, the direction it came from, it was like was it a turn signal? Was there just a sudden right in front of you?
No turn signal. I think he was, honestly, I think he was more looking at the cars than the light. And when they stopped, he was probably trying to avoid an accident. I don't know.
Okay. But it was a sudden, abrupt movement in front of you.
Yes, sir.
And that caused you to...
Flash my light.
It caused you to stop faster than you normally were going to?
Almost like a quick stop,
Okay.
emergency stop.
Okay.
But I didn't fully press the brakes completely.
You didn't crash into him?
No, sir.
Okay.
I was able to stop.
How far do you think you were away from where his car was, like the driver's side?
Yeah,
like
the
this?
front end of my car to the back end
Yeah.
of his. Had to have been fairly reasonable, maybe 7 feet or 10. So pretty quick. Like I was able to maintain almost a car's length.
So, to say an average car length distance away from his car?
Yeah, just under, but almost. Yeah.
So you said 7 to 10 initially, so somewhere in between that 7 to 10 foot, maybe a car length. I don't know what the average car length is.
Yes,
but
sir.
somewhere kind of in that distance.
About a car's length.
You weren't like right up to his
No,
car.
I made sure to press my brakes and give adequate spacing.
Did it cause anything in your car to like
Fall
fly
over?
forward, fall over, or anything because you had to hit the brake so hard?
Some stuff like I keep my sweater like passenger seat, little water bottles and stuff. But I mean, I hear stuff moving around. I mean, my car's kind of a mess in general.
Mine is too. I get it. But like, did any of those things like fall off the seat because you hit your brakes so hard or anything like that?
Yeah, my sweater was on the ground.
Okay.
As far as the back seat goes, it was so much happening. I honestly didn't pay much attention to it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I understand. I'm just trying to get a picture in my mind of like how hard you had to hit the brakes. You know what I'm saying? But it was obviously enough that you didn't get right up and hit them, and you were at least 7 to 10 feet away from them.
Right.
So
If we were out, the road's at 45. I was probably going 40 when I saw it turn yellow to red. I was probably going 30, 25, 30. He pulls in front and I kind of stop as quick as I can.
Okay.
Not too heavy, not going too fast, so it wasn't the most dramatic stop.
Okay. So at what point do you kind of flash your lights and hit your horn?
So right after I press my brakes, I try to flash, just to kind of like indicate like, oh, by the way, you pulled in front of someone.
Okay.
Like try not to stop so quick, even though I know, like, we're coming up to a red light, so he has to anyway. Yeah, so I flash and then I tap my horn, maybe less than half a second.
Were the cars ahead of you already stopped, the cars that he got behind?
Yes.
So those cars were already stopped.
Yes, sir.
And then he got behind those cars. You had to stop a little bit harder
In order to avoid.
hitting him, is what you're
Correct.
saying. But you were able to stop at least 7 to 10 feet away from him.
From what I can remember, yes.
Okay. And then from there, you were saying that you flash your lights and kind of hit your horn real quick, like, hey, you cut me off?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At that point in time, what was his immediate reaction?
His immediate reaction was to lower his window.
Okay, so his
and to
driver's
start
window
yelling.
was up initially.
Yes, sir.
And then he lowers it, and he did what?
He started saying something, but my driver's side window doesn't work. I had my music on a little bit, so I didn't really hear what he said until I had, like, cracked my door to kind of see what was going on.
But you knew he was yelling something back at you or saying something back at you?
Yeah, because this car was kind of at an angle.
Right.
So because of that, when he turned for his mirror, it was almost kind of like how you're looking at me a little bit.
So if
you're like
if
that,
I'm like
yeah.
if you're in your car and I'm like in his car,
Correct.
he just kind of like looks back at you like this,
Right.
and then says something to you.
Right.
Okay. And that causes, because you can't hear him, you open your door.
I lower my music. I cracked my door probably 4 or 5 inches, like a little something. Not enough for my head to stick out, but enough for, like, me to have my ear on the side. During this time, like I said, I can't fully remember. I doubt he cursed. I don't think he did. It was honestly just a little
Adjectives.
shouting.
I call cursing adjectives. Let's be real. People curse all the time. Did you curse at him? Did he curse at you?
Honestly, I don't think either of us cursed at anyone.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I got IBS.
Okay.
I don't think either of us cursed at anyone, honestly. I think it was mostly like shouting.
Just a lot of back and forth yelling.
Yeah.
All right. So the yelling's going back and forth. Are you seated in your car?
Yes.
Okay. Where was your gun at initially? Where was it stored?
Initially, it was in my glove box.
So your glove box is closed,
Yes, sir.
and the gun is inside there.
Yes.
There's 2 magazines?
Yes, sir.
All right. Was a magazine in the gun?
One was, yes.
Okay. Where was the other one at?
The other one was, like, if this is where your radio is, there's the cup holders just in front of the cup holders. Not necessarily the center console.
Okay. I got you.
But,
I
like,
know.
towards the front, there's a little thing.
So you're yelling back and forth. He's yelling at you. You're yelling at him. You've had your door opened a little bit.
So from when I opened my door, I can't give an exact time frame.
It's okay.
It's probably back and forth for maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Feels like a long time.
Had traffic started to move when you guys were yelling, or was it
Um,
still stopped?
it started to move before I grabbed my firearm.
Okay.
So when we started yelling, initially no, but maybe about 8 seconds into that, the light changed, or 5 seconds into that, the light had changed. The light wasn't red for very long. And yeah, for another like 5 or 6 seconds, it's kind of like a little back and forth. During this time, I say, get out of the road. He says no, so then I reach for the firearm, and
So what made you reach for your firearm at that point?
well, because at this point, I had no way around him.
Okay.
And
Were the cars behind you still?
I don't know if there was a car directly behind me, but there was cars moving beside me.
Okay. On your
Like-
right side.
Yes, sir.
Your
We were
passenger.
both in the far left lane, both essentially stopping traffic.
And you tell them to get out of the way or get moving or whatever.
Yes.
What makes you reach for the firearm?
When I feel like I'm kind of like jammed up at the green light,
Okay.
I just, like, not my instinct, but like something felt off about like someone not wanting to drive forward. Essentially, like almost like a trap feeling.
Okay. Was he still seated in his car when you got your firearm out?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was still seated as well.
And then you said you pointed your firearm at him.
And during that time, when I went to point it,
Are you right-handed or left-handed? I'm sorry.
I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So I put my foot on the brake, and at this time, I step kind of, I kind of step out. So if this is the
can stand up.
driver's seat, kind of have my foot on the brake, and I kind of step like this.
Okay. Where's the gun at right now?
Right now, it's in this hand.
So it's in your right hand. You have your right foot on the brake, and you're kind of left foot on the road, and you're kind of standing in the doorway, partially in the car,
Right, yes,
partially out of the
sir.
car.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the gun's in your right hand. What do you do next?
During this time, if this is the person, I point the firearm around here
Okay.
on the floor, just before, maybe 3 feet away from the car.
Okay.
And during that time, I say drive. Drive. Or no, I don't say drive. I say get out of here. Or get out of the road.
Okay.
Get out of the road. And then from there, he started just screaming, shoot me, shoot me. I say get out of the road. And we're pretty much just yelling that over each other at that point. And then I show him, I pull the firearm to the side so I can show him me putting, locking and loading essentially.
So you're telling him to drive, get out of the road, and then you rack it, so it loads a bullet into the chamber.
Right, essentially I'm trying to like demonstrate escalation of force.
Okay.
Like, all right, we use verbal. Now I'm showing the firearm. Now I'm showing you it's an armed firearm. And then from there, he's still being rowdy. So at that point, I fire one into the ground.
Okay. Right before his car?
Yes, probably about, I put down a little extra. So if I was 3 feet in front, at that point, it's probably 5.
Okay.
To really assess like his response. What are we doing from here? Like, I don't want to shoot anybody, you know?
I understand.
And from there, after I put the warning shot into the ground, I just kind of watch to see what he does. He reaches back into his car, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to read lights. I'm trying to see, you know, if the body's coming back this, you know, facing my direction, see what's going on. But at this point, I'm like, I know for a fact he sees there are no cars in front of him. He can at least go.
As we head to our first commercial break, Nicholas is trying to fight his way out of an ambush. He's firing warning shots because that white car pulled in front of him. Well, if you think that sounds crazy, we're going to hear a lot more when we get back.
This is probably, it's pretty fast. It was maybe a total like 3-4 seconds between the warning shot, maybe 5, and then the actual shot was honestly pretty quick. Because in that time, so I fired the warning shot, I seen him reach back into his car, either I'm assuming to put the car into drive or to do whatever the case might be. And then it wasn't until I don't see any of the lights change and I see him come back for the window that I'm like, oh, this is a threat for sure. Like, he knows I have a firearm, but he's still not like leaving. That's not his plan. So I assume he's gonna shoot me. Like, I'm trapped. I can't escape. I can't. Essentially, he has the upper ground. If he does have something that I can't see, because my whole point is like I'm letting you know what everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
From there, after I fire the rounds, I try to drive around, and I probably get down less than a quarter mile.
I can get you some tissues if you need some.
I'm okay for now.
Okay.
So I get down maybe a quarter mile. I I honestly think less. And I turned back down towards the intersection where it happened. And just before the intersection, I turn into, I'm going to say it's a Best Buy.
It's a Best Buy right there.
Best Buy parking lot. And I try to park, essentially where I try to position myself to where my driver's side wasn't facing him. I'm not sure if he was injured yet or not. But my first thing was, you fire a gun, you kind of got to claim it.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, as many cameras as there are, there's no point in running. So I come back around, I see an older man. At this point, I told you I parked, I grabbed my...
Yeah, you talked about that stuff. I just want to, I'm trying to keep up and ask certain questions that pop in my mind as we're talking. And I don't mean to cut you off, and I'm sorry.
You're fine.
But I just want to kind of go back to the part. What's the lighting conditions? What's the sun? All that kind of, is it dark?
At the time of
dawn?
this happening, I want to say I leave my house at 6:05 or 6:10.
At the time
That
his
this
things
happened, it's maybe 6:20 and it's pretty dark. Before the sun starts to...
were your headlights on?
Yes, sir. Initially, it was just my regular lights,
Yeah.
just your day drives, and then when I put my high beams on,
So you had your high beams on when he's in front of you?
during that entire altercation.
So you could see him, like you could see him with your bright lights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did he get out of the car at all?
He did not get out of the car.
Okay. He just put the window down?
Yeah, so he already put the window down essentially when I had tapped the horn and flashed. He probably had it down like majority of the way, like 80%. And then at some point it probably went down the other little bit. I honestly didn't notice when it went down the other little bit. But
During that whole time, so you're able to clearly see, with his window down, you're able, when your bright lights are on, you're able to clearly see him.
yes, sir.
Okay. Did you see any weapons at all? Did you see him with a weapon at all? Don't presume, don't assume.
No, I
Okay.
didn't.
What you saw?
I definitely did not see anything in anyone's hands, only because, I mean, from where I'm looking, he has, his chair.
Yeah,
he
don't
has
assume
other
any of it. I
things.
just want to know
Right.
if you saw,
No.
if he produced a gun, if he produced a knife, a stick, a bat, any of that kind of stuff. Did you see any of that kind of thing? That's what I'm asking.
As far as my memory goes, I didn't see anything. I just saw, from what I remember in that short time, I saw him turn.
Did he turn left or turn his right? That's,
Initially, so
he's
initially facing left.
okay.
Then he kind of goes right into the vehicle.
Okay.
And then this is when I think that he's either messing with his shift or whatever the case might be. I don't know. I'm not assuming.
Well, it's what you're perceiving in your mind is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay,
You didn't see a weapon, but I just want to understand what you see him do
What I see
and what you're
when
perceiving.
he goes in and then reaches back towards his window to my direction, his left side, I don't see any of the lights change, so I know he didn't mess with his shifter, so I assume he grabbed something.
Okay. So you fired the warning shot.
Yes, sir.
He turns to his right inside the car.
Yes, sir. And
When
then
he
turns
comes back left, you didn't see a weapon. When he turns back left, you didn't see a weapon again?
Not that I can remember, sir.
And then that's when you shot the next, how many times was
I
it?
want to say 4.
Okay. Did he drive away after that, or did you drive around him?
I drove away. He followed shortly after, but I was honestly trying to drive fast. I wasn't sure what was going to happen if he followed me, so I tried to get some distance and then turn back around to the scene.
Okay.
Not to essentially flee,
No, I understand. Did you go around the right side of him, or did you go into the left turn lane and go around that way?
I went into the left turn lane because at this point it was clear.
Okay. Were there cars, when this whole thing was going on, were there cars in the left turn lane next to you? To your left?
There was one or two cars. I want to say it was just one that was also already stopped with the other cars at the light. When the light turned green, it was green for the left turn lane and then these other 3 lanes.
And all that flushed out?
Correct.
But he was still in front of you?
Right.
Okay. Questions?
Yeah. Could you describe the person that was in the car?
From what I've seen, probably around my skin color, maybe a little bit darker. Maybe 5'9", 5'10". He was seated for most of the time. Maybe 190. Pretty average build.
We're talking about a male, female?
Male.
Okay.
Looked like he was probably around 30 years old, maybe a little younger, a little older.
Okay. I gotcha. I know I get pretty upset. I'm originally from New York. When people cut me off, it's very irritating. What was your mindset during that initially?
Initially pretty calm. I had already texted my father when I had left the house.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I try to leave at 6. Like I said, I left a few minutes after 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just saying like, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit late.
Sure.
He's like, hey, that's fine. I'm on my way too. Like, I'm not there yet. So at this point, I'm pretty much doing my regular cruise.
Normal day stuff.
Yes, sir. And yeah, when that happened, it was pretty much like
Yeah,
an
I'm talking about when
indication.
he actually cuts you off.
Yeah, when he actually cut me off, I wasn't necessarily upset. It was more like an indication.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of got me a little bit more bothered was like, not like you didn't take responsibility, but to me, it's too easy to like crack your window, like, oh my bad, and I would have been like, you're good.
Right.
But you can kind of tell he was driving aggressive, being aggressive.
Yeah. It's cutting you off. All right. That piss you off?
Not really.
No?
Honestly,
Okay.
I don't care about.
I get mad. That's why I was wondering. All right. You said he cracked his window, or was it all the way down?
So when he pulls in front, when I flash and tap my horn, he brings it like probably 80-90% of the way down. Like, it looks like he meant to bring it all the way down. And I think at some point, I'm not sure when, he brought it the rest of the way down.
Okay. Were any other windows down?
Not on the driver's side.
Okay. So just his driver window all the way down.
Correct.
Okay. All right. You said you felt trapped, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is this when you're out of the car or when you're in the car?
So
Because obviously the situation's evolving around.
when
you, right?
I'm in the car at first, it's pretty much fine. The light turns green. It's okay when the light turns green because I know he's looking at me. He doesn't know the light turned green.
Gotcha.
So that's why at this point I'm like, all right, bro, like pretty much we're done. Like, get out of the road. Like, time to drive.
Now, are you out of the car when this is happening? When the light turns green?
When the light turns green, my door's cracked, but I'm still seated.
Okay.
And at this point, talking through the door with it like 4 or 5 inches open.
Yeah. And his window's all the way down, and you could see his face?
Yeah. Honestly, my window would be down too if it worked.
I gotcha. Okay. How long do you think the light was green before you got out of the car?
Maybe like 7 seconds ish.
Okay. Before you get out of the car, do you grab your gun?
Yes.
Okay. So you have your gun, and what hand was that in?
That was in my right hand.
Okay. When you get out of the car, he could see the gun right away?
No. So when I get out, I stand, foot on brake. Pretty much this is the driver's seat,
Sure.
just offside of it.
Like, are you hiding it behind your leg for
No.
your protection, or what are we?
So initially it's just kind of hanging beside me.
Sure.
I know he can't see it just because of my dashboard.
Right. So you're not all the way out of the car yet. is
Right,
what
and
you're
at this
saying.
point, I stand, and this is when get out of the road. I say get out of the road.
Now, is your door cracked? Like, if I could demonstrate like this, and you're still in like the frame of the car and the door? Like,
Yes.
get out of the road? Okay.
Yes, sir.
At what point do you leave that area?
No, so I'm in that area until I sit back down.
Okay,
So I'm
so
in
the
that
whole time
area
you're saying you're right there.
Correct. So from this kind of posture with the door open,
Okay.
somewhat.
I gotcha. All right.
Um,
So he
I'm-
can't see the gun yet, is what you're saying.
correct.
I gotcha. Okay. And that's when you say,
So it's pretty much I'm saying like get out of the road, get out of the road.
what is he saying back to you?
I can't fully remember until
Is he speaking English, a different language?
It's English.
It's English?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because we have a lot of different people in Orlando. That's why I asked. I wasn't trying to be funny.
No.
So you
yeah.
don't remember his responses, whether they were positive, negative?
They were definitely negative.
Like what? Can you give an example?
So I don't think he was using like F bombs. I think he was like,
You can be
like what the
specific.
hell is your problem?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck you got going on, kind of thing. But
He's saying this to you?
correct.
Okay, I got you.
I don't think he's actually using, like I said, the F bomb.
Yeah,
But that energy, I don't. That
I
kind
feel
of
you. Like his aura's off. Is
right.
that what you're saying? Okay. All right. Now at this point, right, you're still standing up,
Yes, sir.
and this is when other cars are moving? 'Cause
Yes,
now
sir.
it's a green light.
Now it's a green light.
If you would have sat back down at this point, could you have driven around him to the left?
At this point, I was a little bit scared because at this point I did already show a firearm, and
Okay, so you showed it to him.
well, so yeah, when I stand up, with
Mm-hmm.
the door cracked. Initially, it's down. I say, "Get out of the road. Get out of the road."
Mm-hmm.
After doing that for 5-6 seconds,
Yep.
at that point, I do point the firearm to the ground in front of him,
Okay.
2-3 feet in front of the
So
car.
he sees the
That's when you
thumb.
loaded it and pointed it.
Now, I really wish he wouldn't have said this. Nicholas said this a few moments ago.
And then I show him, I pull the firearm to the side so I can show him me putting, locking and loading essentially.
So, as you can see, his stories are not consistent. And man, I really wish he would have allowed him to continue that lie to see where he was going to go with it.
Correct?
No, I pointed it first.
Okay.
Then he was yelling, "Shoot me!" I'm yelling, "Get out of the road!"
Okay.
Each probably 3 times.
Okay.
And then from there, I kind of turned it to the side.
Okay.
And
At
went
this
the one-
point, right there, it sounds like you tried to give him every opportunity to drive.
Right.
So now at this point, are there any cars to the left? Would you have been able to get in the car and, like, because we don't know what he's doing.
Right. As
I'm
far
just
as
trying to visualize. Would you have been able to get in that left lane and like drive around him?
that is how I got out of there, by taking that left
Right. So is there
turn
enough
lane.
space without hitting his car is what I'm asking.
There is.
Okay.
What I feared was the posture of his car.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to essentially go around, it feel like he would pinch me
gotcha.
in.
Okay.
Kind of keep me trapped there.
Now what about to the right?
There was still flowing traffic at that time.
Okay. If there wasn't flowing traffic, would you have enough space without hitting his car? to
Yes,
get
I
to
was
the
able
right?
to stop. Decent enough, pretty good turn radius. It's a small car.
Gotcha.
If traffic permitted, I would have been able to go right.
Okay, I gotcha. Earlier, to use your word, I think you said something like rowdy. He's acting rowdy. What is that?
Yeah. So on top of like looking to the side, his vehicle shaking a lot because he's doing a lot of movement in his chair.
Sure.
So like a lot of back and forth. But he has his either foot on the brake, the car parked. But like pretty much just the rocking back and forth and like to turn around and stuff. Like you can tell, you just see the whole vehicle moving a lot going on.
When you did the demonstration of him turning, what parts of his body could you see?
So when he turned,
And I'm talking specifically when you've got the gun out already and everything else.
so when I already have one in the chamber, when he turns, I can see his face, his torso. I can't see his right hand. I want to say it's on either on the steering wheel or down, but at this point I don't know where it is. And I can't see his left arm. I want to say because the car, the seat and everything. But what I do see is his face and his torso, pretty much from, he's a little taller than me, so like here up.
And that's at the point where you've already got the gun pointed at him.
Correct. After both before and after the warning shot, essentially, because he was postured that way prior to the warning shot, and then after going back into the vehicle and facing back left.
So at any time, though, could you see his hands throughout the interaction ever?
No. At one point, I might have seen his right hand, just talking, probably flicked me off or something. I honestly wasn't paying attention. It didn't look like anything.
All right.
My stomach's on it too. What would have, let me cut you off, I'm sorry. There's two questions that pop in my mind. What would have happened if you didn't shoot? If you got back in your car and just tried to drive away?
Every defense attorney on the planet right now is saying, no!
If I tried to drive away, I felt like either I would have been followed or I would have been stopped before I could actually get away. So essentially, if traffic were to have cleared on the right, I feel like if I were to go right, he was going to follow me. And lit with cameras. But everything in my bones were telling me if I went left, his car's already facing left, he's just going to pull forward. He wasn't not giving up, but backing off.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand what's making you think that. Why are you thinking that? What are his actions that are making you think that if you try to drive away, without getting your gun out, we'll just say you try to drive away, what are you seeing, what is he presenting that's making you feel that way?
I'm gonna stick with the word rowdy, because I don't want to say hostile. I mean, it gets to a point where it feels hostile, but initially, like I said, the word I would use is rowdy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you think if you would have given him more time, that he would have driven away?
No.
No. Why?
His eyes, something.
As we head to our second commercial break, it's crazy watching someone bury themselves in real time. When we get back from the break, let's see how much more damage he could do to his own case.
The energy, it didn't look like he would have kept it pushing, essentially.
Were you scared?
Absolutely.
Do you think he was scared?
Absolutely. Like I said, that's why initially, when he was facing me, I don't expect him to see the green light. You know what I mean? He's looking at me, probably doesn't want to turn his back away from me. But where I started to fear the most is when I knew I physically saw him posture his body and head forward, and had an opportunity to like flee or to essentially just keep driving. That felt like my last safe clear shot to like keep it driving. Like I can move around. Like we should be good at this point. But when he started to turn back, I knew it was to continue.
Have you ever had a gun pointed at you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How many times in your life have you had that happen?
On a serious situation, over 5,
5?
I
okay.
deployed.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
What branch?
Army.
Okay. So, since you've been back in the States,
Yes, sir.
re-asking that question, have you ever had a gun pointed at you?
Since being back, no.
Okay.
So outside the Army, you haven't had a weapon pointed at you. In the military, I was in the Marine Corps, so it's a little different.
I've had a firearm pointed at me once before, and then the few times in the military, and then since.
The reason I'm asking that, and obviously military is different, what kind of feelings would that produce for you when a firearm's pointed at you?
Obviously, fear. You don't want to move much. Which is why I try to make it clear, like, what I am demanding is that you drive.
Right. Do you think this guy was scared? Do you think he was just didn't know what was going on? That's why I'm asking if he was verbalizing anything to you. Because in normal life, right, outside like the military, law enforcement, these things, I would consider it a little bit abnormal to have a gun pointed
Absolutely.
at me. Let's
Yeah,
just
I
call
agree.
it what it is. So I'm trying to, is this guy in a panic or is he still talking to you? That's what we're trying to perceive here.
He appears very coherent. He's saying lots of words, but after the firearm was pointed, it was mostly shoot me. Do
Really?
it, shoot me.
Huh. That's like an abnormal response too.
Right, which is what was so alarming to me. It felt like he really didn't care what happened.
I think maybe he was just trying to call your bluff.
Possibly.
You're trying to see if you would actually shoot him.
Right, which is why I was trying to demonstrate the escalation of force. Like, but now there's a round in the chamber, or a round chambered.
I get you.
Like, this is our, it's almost to say like this is more serious.
Kind of like the rules of engagement in the military, right?
Correct.
So you're showing him like, hey, I do have a gun. Now you're pointing that gun at him. And what's he doing? Is he still saying stuff to you?
Yes.
And then you're like,
He gets louder once I point the firearm, actually.
so the gun's pointed at him, he's getting louder. You're
Right.
like, let me show you, I rock it.
Right, and yeah, when I do that, I pull it a little bit to the side to kind of make it more exaggerated, to like make it obvious what's happening,
Yeah.
essentially.
But he still hasn't, you still can't see his hands, he still hasn't pointed a weapon at you that you know of yet, though, right?
Correct.
Okay. But you're at that point, you're,
I'm at a place where, oh, go ahead,
no,
I'm sorry.
at the point you've racked it, you've pointed it back at him, and you're feeling, now your feelings are what now? What's going on?
Starting almost to swell, it's starting to feel more urgent.
Okay.
Like what's happening. I'm starting to feel like I'm having less and less time to be able to react. Like it's starting to get more serious, essentially. Every second or two that go on.
When you point the gun at him, what are you expecting him to do?
Initially to freeze. That I feel is the most natural response.
The fight or flight thing. So you think he's gonna freeze up and like, then what's the goal of that? If he's gonna freeze up,
That's why it was to me a more lengthy. It wasn't just all in a matter of 3-4 seconds. It was essentially to let him know all I'm asking is for you to get out of the road, get out of the way. That's all that I want. We go on about our days.
I could see this brings a lot of emotion out in you. I would feel the same way. Do you feel like you did something wrong? You could be honest. Like it's highly emotional, man. You're firing shots at
I'm
someone.
feeling everywhere. I mean, part of me feels like you needed to stay safe, and part of me feels like I took myself away from my family.
What do you mean by that?
Well, my thing is, like I said prior, you shoot a gun, you pretty much got to deal with the consequences. That's the rules. I know I honestly would have preferred if everything was on camera. It feels like it'd be that much easier, be more black and white. But I know that whenever something like this happens, things are up in the air for me a little bit, even in the case of self-defense.
But do you feel like you did something wrong? You could be honest.
I feel like I didn't want to hurt somebody, and that did happen. It feels wrong, but it feels like it was necessary.
Why?
Because at the time, my fear for my life.
Do you think he was in fear for his life?
They would be fair to us.
Okay. You said using your words, you fired about 4 shots?
Yes, sir.
After the warning shot?
After the warning to the ground.
What did you want to have happen with those 4 shots?
Honestly, I wanted to maim.
What does that mean?
Not to kill, not to like cause any serious damage. I just wanted to make sure I was safe.
Okay. Now listen, when I'm pissed, even in my job, right, and I've been in serious encounters, I consider myself a pretty calm guy. That's all you're saying to him? Because I'd be like, look, motherfucker, you need to get the fuck out of the road kind of thing. Because I talk like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could be honest. We need to know exactly what's being said. There's nothing wrong with cursing at somebody at this point.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I have like a potty mouth, if you will.
Yeah.
I just don't think there were too many curse words exchanged
Yeah, and it
at
doesn't
all.
matter is what I'm saying.
Now, I don't know if you believe that or not, but if you don't believe that, put stop the cap down in the comment section. See if I can sound like these little kids.
Because I know how I act when I'm in high stress situations, and it comes out. That's why we're asking, like, what exactly was said.
Yeah.
The sailor's mouth, that's what they call it.
Right. That's what I'm
Cuss.
saying. I am one to cuss, but I don't remember either of us. Really.
Okay. But you do remember him saying, shoot me.
Yes. Multiple times.
Huh. But you don't remember anything else he's saying.
It was a lot happening now.
Okay.
Did he ever threaten you, like verbally?
I don't know.
But you specifically remember shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. But nothing else he was saying.
Correct. Yeah, I can't remember too much anything else he was saying.
Do you think if you didn't honk your horn and flash your lights, he would have just driven off?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. You never know how these things go. Huh. Do you think you escalated the situation? You could be honest. Because we're past all that now.
I wasn't escalating. I think I was letting him, I was trying to make him aware of what was happening.
Right.
Then I think,
Do you think he meant to cut you off?
me in particular, no. Did he mean to make that move? I believe so.
Okay.
Like, I knew he wanted to get in front of my car. He doesn't know who I am.
Right. Okay.
As we head to our last commercial break, you've got to give this guy some credit. As much as it's destroying his own case, he's a very, very honest person.
Going back to him getting in front of your car, you really don't know where exactly he came from.
I want to say 2 lane, the far right.
I say that because you don't know if he didn't come out of that parking lot that's right there, or if he did literally, for whatever crazy reason, go from the far right lane, the number 3 lane, all the way over to the number 1 lane. You don't really know exactly where he would have come from.
Well, I know it wasn't the parking lot because I've seen, when I went to go press my brakes, I kind of seen the headlights
Okay.
and my mirrors working their way around the road.
Okay. Did he come up like really fast?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm going 20, 25, he's probably going 35, 40.
Okay.
I mean, fast for where we were at the light, but not necessarily speeding at that point.
So they decide to give their suspect a break in the interrogation. But before they do, before they leave the room, he has an interesting question.
All right, give us a few minutes, and then we will be back and let you know what's going on, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ask. If you got a question, ask, man. I'll answer whatever I can.
I'm
All right.
I actually, is the guy okay? Is
He is not. He is dead. That's the truth. Okay.
yes, sir.
Give us a quick second, though. Do you want some more water, snack, or something?
Water and tissue maybe.
No. Give us a quick second.
Now, where were we? That's right. The detectives left the room and gave Nicholas a break. And when they come back in the room, I think reality starts to set in. And just like Nicholas said earlier in the interview, when you fire a weapon, there's consequences.
Question. You had mentioned your military time and the Afghans being undisciplined with their weapons like they are, and on purpose or accidentally pointing guns at you with their fingers on the trigger. And you just take me back with how you made them move their guns or whatever.
Could I have a minute, please?
Well, we'll sit here and we'll just, yeah, take your time.
So in the example I had used, say, this is the firearm that was accidentally being pointed at me. I would normally try to initiate some sort of conversation, show my hands, try to talk, kind of like let them know, like, hey, I'm not a threat, but also, like, are you a threat? And so just like be talking, and I would either, kind of move it, and, just start some conversation, or even like say it's you, and I position myself beside them to kind of get myself out of the barrel.
The line of fire.
Right. And pretty much just kind of show them on my gun, like, how to put the weapon on safe or something, just so I can kind of get closer and inspect theirs as well. Just different things depending on the situation.
Roughly what year was that when that kind of thing happened?
2018.
2018. So what has changed between 2018 when you would just kind of casually move their weapon off to the side so you could step away from it so you weren't having a gun pointed at you with somebody's finger on the trigger, to now, 5 years later, where you're getting out of a car and pointing a gun at somebody and then ultimately shooting them within a minute? What has changed in your life? What has changed to make that happen?
Fear, probably. I probably need more time to think on it, but one of the things I was saying before with the Afghan army, we knew that we were supposed to be allies, even though there were some like green on blues and different things. We were supposed to be allies, so when we were training together, it almost felt like we were training them, whereas I don't know who's my ally today.
So, essentially, just allies. One isn't you think is an ally, and the other one you just don't know is an ally or not.
Right.
So that makes you go from casually moving the firearm out of the way to pulling a gun out, pointing it at them, and shooting them.
Yes and no. There's more in between.
I'm just trying to understand. That's quite a bit different. You know,
Yeah.
like day to night. You know, black to white. That's quite a bit different. Here, just I'm on your side to bang, 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 bang. So I'm just trying to understand what has transpired to make that change. So far, you said allies.
Also, knowing what I know and not knowing what I don't. In Afghanistan, I had protection. You know, I had helmets, I had masks, plates. Also, there I was able to see his full body. It's daytime whenever we're doing most of our missions in Afghanistan. Better visibility, just, you know, you have a lot more people around. It's a different environment entirely.
Are you sorry now, knowing the outcome of what happened today?
Yeah, I mean, I never wanted that to happen. I wanted to feel safe. I didn't want someone to die because of it.
Do you think he needed to die?
I don't think anyone necessarily... I don't think that he necessarily needed to die. I think poorly aimed shot.
Alright, good. Just sit tight for a little while longer and I'll let you know what's going on. Alright?
26-year-old Nicholas Carrasquillo would receive a 50-year sentence for the road rage shooting of 30-year-old David Sligh. Having a boatload of evidence against him, I'm sure we are going to have a ton of things to talk about down below. But I have one question, one simple thought that is stuck in my mind. With the level of transparency by the suspect in this case, basically hanging himself through his own testimony, do you think that the 50-year sentence was fair? Consider the 14-year sentence given to Jamonte McNeil for standing over and executing Anthony Bankston, then spending hours denying that he was even at the scene. Or how about the 36-year sentence that Michelle Alves got for killing 2 unarmed people in her kitchen, then tossing the murder weapon in the river right before fleeing several states before getting caught? Nicholas Carrasquillo stayed at the scene, showed officers where the gun was located, truly believed that he was justified to shoot, even if we disagree with his rationale. And most importantly, he seemed to be remorseful, something that other defendants seem to lack. If you had the power to change the sentence in this case, would you say that David Carrasquillo was overcharged, undercharged, or would it stay the same? Leave your answer down below. But I'll leave you with that because I'm signing out. But it's been a blast, and I'll see you again real soon, right back here on They Caught Me. Till next time.